Welcome, everybody, to the heart of the artist catalyst. Look at who we have today, China
I know.
Bloodmire.
So impressed.
I am so excited. And when we set this up, and I did a little research on her and saw that she has a book out right now called Hi Coochie. I was like, I'm on a vibe with this girl because I said to Chan-san in a live the other day, I was like, can we do some dirty haikus and call them coochie coos?
Ah,
And
love it.
I didn't even know about China's book at that point. So already I knew I was like, we're gonna vibe hard, and I'm so
Oh my gosh, I
excited.
love that. Coochie coos are
Yes.
crazy. That's
So
that's hilarious.
welcome,
Hi.
China. So glad to have you here.
Thank you. It's great to be here. It's it's the consideration part. It's like, what, me? Ah, okay.
Yes.
Like
You,
that's the
you,
part that makes me
you,
feel good.
you,
So
you, you.
it's like, oh my God. So yeah, thank you. And I like coochie coos. I like that a lot. I like I like those. I like those. I'm sorry, because I recently found out about haiku sonnets. And so yeah, the next haikuchi
Your
is
brain is
gonna be
salivating.
yeah. I'm trying to figure out what I should say, and what I shouldn't say, but
You say anything you like. This is your show.
yeah. Listen, I'm telling you, so the next Haikuchi, February 14th. It's
I
Haikuchi to you too, is what it's called. And
love it.
it's gonna be full of haiku sonnets. And I figured, traditional sonnets are 14 lines. So it being released on the 14th, it kind of just all goes. So
Yes.
I'm excited. So I'm excited. Like I'm already talking about the second haikuchi and we didn't even talk about the first haikuchi. Like that's bad. That's how I know that I have a problem. Be like, yeah, so I'm writing 12 books right now at one time. It's bad. I'm hard.
I love
I'm
it. I
hard.
love it. You are a girl after my own heart, and I am so ready for you to set some fire to this
Oh,
microphone. So kick us off, gorgeous. Kick us off.
okay. So I've been this is like I said, we're jumping into some new stuff. This right here is called Let's Play. A lot of the stuff I've been writing lately have been well, we're just gonna get into it and all right. So let's play. I feel the cold earth beneath my bare feet, heels tapping, a pulse that matches the beat of your heart as I drag you closer to me. My hands caress the goosebumps on your skin, so soft, so warm, yet fear seeps in. The scent of dread clings to you like a vice, and it feels good to be here again. As I prepare to taste you, I whisper, I win. I hear your breath hitch, shallow and quick. Each inhale betrays your panic, thick. Swearing this was all a trick. Sweating bullets, your pulse is frantic, a melody, and I want to dance to it. You thought you could run? I bet you feel stupid. Your eyes wide, reflecting the night, glassy pools that glimmer with fright. In them, I catch a glimpse of your soul. Hold on tight. Fragile thing, I'm not sorry I lost control tonight. You promised if I caught you, I could savor you, right? And with no time to spare, you're up against the tree. I gave you till the count of three. Now there's fangs in your throat on the side of the capillary. It's okay if you struggle to be free. I say as your essence flows into me. So rich and so sweet. The taste of power floods my tongue. As I drink the terror, did I mention this shit real fun? And that's peace right there. We're just gonna that's that
Yes!
new shit.
Yes!
Oh my God.
Yes!
Thank you.
I love that primal.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Girl, you made my
Yeah.
pulse go up. I'm like, let's get it.
That's
Let's
oh
go.
my
Let's
god.
go outside. I got my shoes off. Let's go.
Ooh, I can taste the life in your words is not something I have ever heard before, and that sounds fucking dope. Can I say
Mhm.
that? That sounds so dope. Oh my
Yes,
God.
you can. Yes, you
Like,
can.
wow.
Are
No,
you an
that
are you an empath? I know you are. I already know it.
yeah, okay, so the reason as to why I write the way that I do, I've been in my practice personally for over 20 years. I am more than an empath. I am a quote unquote a spiritual teacher, a spiritual counselor. I I do readings. I do all types of stuff. That is what I do. People come to me for all of the esoteric knowledge, and that's why I write the way that I do. So, to the short answer to your question, yes.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
that's the short answer.
Well, we
Yeah,
have all kinds of things to talk about off camera, but that's why you're feeling some
right,
you're feeling some energy from Catalyst and me because this is the
right.
vibe.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it already. I really am. So yeah, yeah, we can. We're yeah, yeah.
So talk to us about origin stories and poetry and how all of that began and how we ended up where we are today. Talk about all that stuff.
Oh God, the origin stories of where should I start? My origin story, China Bloodmire and her family. I've been writing about the Bloodmire family ever since I was like 11 years old. Um, and they are a hybrid mix of creatures that I created on my own, mythical, magical people who were born from a sentient island who found out through some horrible deeds that the consumption of blood fuels their powers. That is what the Bloodmires do. That is who the Bloodmires are. And I've been writing about them ever since I was young. And I started role playing on a website called GaiaOnline.com. And I still have my profile. I still go and read my old shit from ages ago. So and it makes me smile. So that's why the origin stories are kind of hard for me to talk about because Bloodmire is not even out yet, but I'm leaving like Easter eggs. You remember Gaia? Oh my God. I'm leaving Easter eggs. So my current books that I'm dropping right now are all a part of a fictional state that I have created called New Vampton. And I created her back in 2013, and I had to revamp how she was born. And so, what people don't know is my books take place there, which is like I said, a fictional state that the Bloodmires were given in about like 1970. So it really depends on what timeline I'm talking about or where the origins of things come from. Mythical fiction and urban literature is my thing. World building is my thing. And yeah, I don't know. Origins are crazy. So yeah, the Bloodmire started then. Um and here we are right now. All of my poetry stems from them. All of my ideas stem from them. I consider the Bloodmires to be a part of my spiritual team, who I walk with them daily, and they're they're they just tell me all types of crazy shit. I've created establishments, recipes, um my own language, my own cultures, my own traditions, all types of stuff just around them. And it's in everything that I do, literally everything that I do. If I'm talking about food, if I'm talking about building a world, I have created establishments. Like I said, I have a speakeasy and amongst many other friggin' things that they quote unquote own. I speak about them as if they are here. China has a whole bunch of brothers, and people are like, "This one is my favorite. This one's my favorite," and people talk about them as if they are here. Like, and I love that. And yeah. So that's the origin story for for the writing aspects of my life. But in regards to poetry, I've been writing poetry for just as long. However, I didn't share poetry with anyone because I always felt like my poetry was like my old shit, like finding old shit and comparing it to now is definitely like you was really on some hickory dickory dock. What the hell is this? Like you really like, you were like, I was judging myself a little. I'm like, this kind of fire, but like it's a little, what is that? So like you gotta like it's cute. But my poetry now, my first time ever getting on stage, technically this is a lie because my first time ever getting on stage was in fifth grade at a spelling bee. And I was out in the first round, y'all. I couldn't spell shipwreck. That's that. I beat everybody in my class and everybody at my school and all that. And then in the competition on the stage, I was like, "Ooh, can't spell." And that was it. That was like my first time, my last time, doing anything like that. So there's that. Um, uh, when you say you go back, like, what did no? Some of the shit I'm like, what were you even writing about? I realized that I've been writing definitely. I've always been like a quote unquote dark poet is what I call myself. And then when I started calling myself a dark poet, as I came outside to share poetry, everyone was like, "Oh yeah, I write trauma poetry too." I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. I don't like that." And so yeah, in regards to poetry, my first time being on stage was February 20th of this year, and I went to an open mic at the Poetry Lounge. And I say the Poetry Lounge because that's the name of the place in my area. They are now my publishers as well. And I love my babies. I love them so much. Oh my God, that's your birthday? Oh my God. So February 20th is when I went outside to my first open mic. And I got on stage and I was like, okay, I got these pieces for you all right here. And I was like, okay, good night. And I did 3 pieces. And I tried to run off the stage and they started yelling encore. And I was like, what? And they were like, go back up there. And I was like, what? And they were like, go back on stage. I was like, in real life? And they were like, yes. And I was like, oh. So I ran back onto the stage. And then I did a total of 9 pieces that night. The owners came up to me after the fact and shoved their business card in my hand and was like, we have a show coming up and we know exactly where we want you. And I was like, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. So I was coming off the stage, 2 people from PPC, which is the Pittsburgh Poetry Collective in my area. They were like, we're having a slam tomorrow. And I was like, okay. I didn't give a shit if they were having a slam tomorrow because I had gained the knowledge of, you're not supposed, your pieces are supposed to be memorized, this and the third. There's certain things in the slam. And I was like, okay, you only got 1 piece memorized right now. So you can't enter nobody's slam because you can't, what the fuck? Like, that's not gonna work. And so I purposefully went late the next day to that slam. And I only joined the open mic. And I think everything happens for a reason. It's either that or my Pisces moon has me romanticizing everything in my life. But I went to the open mic that next day and I did 2 pieces. And one of the people in the slam that was taking part in the slam turned around after I was done and was like, oh, that's a combo right there. They were like, I'm glad you're not competing because we all would have lost to you. And I was like, what? And then by the end of that night, another person who was leaving, while she was heading out, she was like, I'm looking forward to losing to you in the future. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And then one of the board members from PPC was talking to me. She overheard that part and we were just like, what the hell? And she was like, so you're coming to our next slam, right? And I was like, what? And then on March 6th of this year, from that time to March 5th, I memorized 10 pieces in total.
Oh, yes.
And then I went to my first slam and I won. And then I went to my second slam and I won. And then I accumulated enough points for my city's Grand Slam competition to participate as one of the 13 poets. And that was on that was on April 23rd. And I won. So now I'm the Steel City Grand Slam champion. And there's rumors apparently that if China's entering the competition, you probably won't win. Um, I don't like that because I have favorite poets. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. I don't like that. It's like, what? I just be out here minding my business. So when people come up to me and they're like, oh my God, how do you write slam poetry? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I just talk shit. You feel me? Like, I don't even know what's going on. Like in real life. Like what? Like, so when for Saturday that's coming for the slam jam, I'm like, look, if anybody asks me how I wrote this, you just say what you really want to say. You feel me? That's how I'm about to write this. Be like, look, my grandma is a jerk. So you know what? Write all the things that you really want to say to your grandma, and we're gonna make parts of that shit rhyme. And then we're gonna figure it out, and that's gonna be a slam piece right there. I've never written a slam poem. I've never done that. I talk shit comfortably because I know what I speak is usually facts, and people be mad. And that's your own business. I don't give a fuck. So like I'm very that's the competition side of me. It's like, all right, you stepped up here, so you already know you
So
feel me? You already know
I
what you
feel
signed up
your
for.
energy across the virtual space, right? I can't imagine what that energy is like in person, right? And that
Yeah,
is just fantastic. It's fantastic.
yeah. Those are the origins. So that's the writer, that's the poet, quote unquote poet or spoken word artist. That's China.
Okay, so I had something flash through my mind when we first started talking and you were telling the story of the Bloodmires. I had something come to me, and I'm really curious to know if this is going to surprise you or validate something you've already thought of.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's going to be a Bloodmire game world. You're going to create a
See,
game and you are going to be just CEO of that thing.
you are 100% in the realm of where I'm a gamer in general. I've been a gamer my whole life, but
Hmm.
RPGs are where I am. Like it's an RPG type of. So yeah, if we get there, the Blood Mines would definitely be an RPG. It would definitely be a whole bunch of, it would be like probably the first mythical fiction and urban literature RPG where all of the characters are black as hell and everybody is like, this is an urban setting and everything is just, this is what it is. 100%,
designing
yes.
it. You're already
Yeah,
designing it.
it's already been, because I've been a gamer all my life. That's how it was, apparently, according to my parents, that's how I was conceived. So I guess that makes sense. So it's like, okay, cool. So I've been a gamer my whole life. Now I'm pre-ordering right now. So yeah, I'm literally, gaming is one thing. Like I said, creating a language. I have cookbooks, I have mixology books, all things that can't necessarily come out yet. And that's why I'm going in a quote unquote order. I wish I could release a book every fucking month. I would be like, look, I've had all of these in the arsenal since
You don't need
1910,
to sleep.
and we about to just put it out there. Like if I wanted to, I could literally change my calendar to have one book come out a month, and so that I can try to get everybody caught up to where they need to be. Like I've been writing all of this since 1947. We're gonna get there. So yeah,
So
that's
Catalyst
where
is
I am right
a
now.
gamer from way back. That's how she and Thomas met. I'm a
We
gamer
are
too. So
calling it a library.
definitely.
We have the Bloodmire library being built right now. So by the end of this year, we will have 5
Oh,
books in the Bloodmire
yes.
library, and by the end of next year, we will have
Yes.
11. Hopefully by that time. Yeah.
So, how are you doing all of this and having any kind of personal life?
Oh my God. In real life, I don't. I am a single mom of 2. My babies are actually at their after school program right now. So at some point, I'm gonna have to run to open the door when they get dropped off. So I don't know if I have so much of a personal life. I have a very close chosen family of
Mhm.
people that I speak to all the fucking time. And
Yes.
they go into certain work modes with me out of genuine love. Because when I tell you, they do not have to sit there and lose their mind with me, but some of them do, they be there. They be like, yeah, girl, that thought is thoughting. That think is thinking. And so like I had the support of amazing people that I speak to all the fucking time. That's one. Two, my babies, those, that's not my chosen family. That is my family. Those are my babies. My babies, like, I don't know, I'm always with them. It's just us. Like they are literally the best parts of me. It's like I like hanging out with them. And I'm not just saying that because people be like, I love my children. Now my kids are cool as fuck. I don't know what to tell nobody. Like other people just be saying shit about their kids. Now my kids are real cool. Like I actually like my kids. They're mad cool. I'm like, yo, your personality is dope. But what do I expect? I'm great too. So like, no, I'm not about to sit. Nah, my kids are lit. And so I have fun with my babies. Um, and literally by them being the best parts of me, like different parts of me, I can do things with them that's fun as hell all the time that I'm already doing on my own. So it's like, huh? So that's my babies. Um, no one knows this. I recently started dating someone, but we're not gonna
Hey,
talk about this because that's, oh my God, I don't even, what? I haven't dated. The first time I dated, it's been like 1879 was the last time. So look, that was so long ago. And
you're
things are
doing
different.
speed dating. You're doing speed
at this
dating.
at this point, I'm like, oh my God. Um, my personal life, I literally, my calendar is set around my work. If I am brought somewhere, that, so it's like whenever someone needs me, it's like, okay, what date do you need me for? Say something from now so that I can do this, because if you don't say something from now, someone else is going to say something, and that's it, that's all. I don't know what to tell you. Um, my schedule is literally planned around my work. My career is my life, and it's not on no career type of scary shit. It's like, nah, this is what I've been doing since I was a kid. Like 11-year-old me was like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And it's like, this is what I am now. And I'm sitting here more than comfortably. I love it here. And this is more than quote unquote my life. This is more than what I'm passionate about. This is literally like, if I'm not doing this, I remember what it feels like to feel dead. And I'm still here. I didn't like that. And I lost my mind last year, and I was like, nobody knows who I am. Nobody knows what you're doing. And then I shut down and was like, if it has nothing to do with me, I don't care. And I became the fucking monster that everybody was telling me that I quote unquote, oh, you're just all, nah, now you're gonna see what it is to live in a Bloodmire world, because I'm not coming out of here. And whoever holds on to me, I'm dragging y'all in here with me. I'm not coming back out. That's it. Everybody's coming in here with me. And I've been chilling ever since, and I love it here. And it's been 1 year almost of me, from that mental breakdown to right now. And I can only imagine what February 20th of 2025 for me is going to look like. So yeah, I don't know. I'm proud of me is an
I'm
understatement. So yeah,
I'm
my
proud of you
personal life,
too.
my personal life exists because I got people around me who are doing their thing too. And so we all love just being around one another. And that's just how that moves.
Hmm.
Um,
Speak
yeah,
speak speak for a minute on having that intensely connected, plugged in, loyal, loving, powerful chosen family and dealing with a mental health issue. Talk about that for a second, if you would.
Jesus. First of all, I consider them my village. I tell people that they're a part of Leftaria when they're in that's the fictional country that the Bloodmires come from. Um, I don't know how to not dissect, I don't know how to separate what you said, the village, the family, and the mental illness, quote unquote, because the Bloodmires would be considered a quote unquote mental illness to modern people today. Um, the practice is called tulpamancy. I've literally brought my imaginary friends to life. There's no separation of quote unquote mental illness. I don't see it as an illness. I create beautiful things up here. I don't see anything that my friends create as an illness. Sometimes the way that we communicate or speak are probably a little bit different. And we're probably a little straightforward as fuck to other people. Um, it took me a long time to cultivate the peace that I have within myself. And
Yes.
so I watch the people around me cultivate that same type of peace. And that's why they're my friends, because of how they love themselves. And that's what makes them in my space. Like you're not allowed to be in my space unless you fuck with you. And yeah, I'm never gonna be that friend that's gonna be like, oh yeah, my friend be cheating on her husband or some stupid like I don't condone shit like that. It'd be a little weird. I'd be like, like I have a character thing. Your moral compass cannot be jagged around me. Like it can't. I will throw you off this shit, bitch. I don't care if you Jack Sparrow or not. You're gonna drown somewhere, and I don't care where it is. You figure it out. And so those people, I've like I don't know where they came from, but these are the people that I've asked for. I've been journaling, I restarted or re-began journaling in October of 2020. And I'm on journal number 9 or 10 right now, and they're all filled 200 pages, filled from cover to cover of everything that I've gone through on a personal level. And I'm still upkeeping that to this day. I've asked for these people. The prayers for those people for the people that I have around me are in those books. I don't know how else to say. I've manifested the fuck out of the individuals around me. I'm trying not to cry.
Right. That's
And
what we do on this show.
right. And like I said, they fuck with themselves. And that's why I have them close to me. They love themselves. They're in love with themselves. They respect themselves. They support themselves. And that's why I have them around me. Because that's how things work in Leptaria. It's like everyone has their quote unquote place to make everything continue to move cyclically. And so I don't know how to talk about quote unquote mental illness because I don't see it as an illness. I created
I do want to clarify one thing for you, darling. I did not say mental illness, and please don't think that I did. It
no,
like
no,
it's
that's what
mental
I heard.
health,
So
mental health,
mental
mental
health.
health.
See, look, that's why I said, look, I'm just because there's people who do use that term, and it's not to say that it's a negative way of using it. It's just that's what society calls it. So of course it's not me saying, oh my God. No, I just thought you meant like how people see different things or quote unquote mental
Yeah,
illnesses, mental health, however it's worded.
yeah.
That's why this world is created. Like it makes me happy. That's why I was like, it's still to me the same thing. It's like I don't pull those two things apart because of how my mind works
Hmm.
is why I have the stuff that I have. That's why I have the friends that I have. My brain is a crazy place that creates some wild, beautiful stories. And I think the people that I've written about and made stories about are people that I've met
Yes.
in real life. And it's scary. I'm like, why do you seem familiar? Like, what the hell is this? And it's like, oh, you're a friend that I've been asking for since I was 17 and 3/4 or some weird shit, you know? And oh man, when it comes down to I don't like how they support me, like I said, is seeing how they support themselves. It's like watching people, like I said, love themselves and break themselves apart to be better than they were before. and then having the ability to introduce themselves or reintroduce themselves to themselves and then to you, it's like, how can I not want people around me like that? Have they bettered my mental health in every aspect of life? Fuck yeah. Because the only thing that I see as a quote unquote negative in my life is I recently started writing a poem. And I was like, I wish my pockets were just as heavy as my name. And like I need like that's the only thing.
I
But
love
everything
that.
else everything else in my life is amazing. I have some supportive ass friends and I have great kids and I have people around me that genuinely enjoy my work.
Yeah.
What more do I have to ask for? Outside of, hey, I need to pay my rent. The rest of my like nothing else fucking matters. I got great people around me and they love their own work and they love what they do. And that right there is, I don't even know how to describe that. Like,
That's a beautiful place to be. And you really just highlighted something for me. And I think this has been in the back of my mind for a while, but this little bit of conversation we just had about those words, mental illness, mental health, that kind of crystallized for me. So, I've got my own mental illness labels, right? A lot of us
quote
have
unquote,
those,
right?
right? A lot of us have those labels, right?
That's why
But
I said I know you
but to
don't
me,
feel like that.
yeah, but like I feel like mental illness and mental health in my head, they're two separate things. Mental illness is the thing that you may have, like if I have diabetes, right? I have an illness and I'm dealing with it. But my mental health is that barometer of where I am on the scale of dealing with the thing over here, right? And sometimes I'm dealing with it real well and I'm vibing on a high frequency. Sometimes I'm not dealing with it so well and I'm vibing on a lower frequency. But that
Mhm.
that mental health, to me, that's like, how are we coping? How are we
See,
doing?
and now I know what type of conversation I can have with you because typically whenever someone is touching on mental health, they're speaking on not what I would speak on, which is the mental and emotional health that I told you that I facilitate and help individuals with on a regular day-to-day basis. Um, mental, like literally, that is what spirituality is to me. It's maintaining your spiritual health, your emotional health, and your mental health. And people think that spirituality is like, I lit some candles this morning. If you don't go sit your ass down and get it together and shut up, like stop. And so I 100% agree with you because now I know exactly where we are. Now I know exactly what you're talking about. You're right. You are correct 100% in regards to your mental health being the ability to, like, how is your mental health? That's what I ask people. Like, how is your mental hygiene is what I ask people. Your
Yes.
emotional hygiene,
Yes.
like what is that like? And typically people are slow blinking at me and I'm like, oh, never mind. Let me go back to the people who know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah. And so that's why when you said it, I was like, I don't know how to answer this question at first, but now I see exactly where you are. And you're like I said, you're correct. And I love that. First of all, I love how your mind works. I'm like, oh my God. But yeah. So please continue with what you were saying because now I extra get it and I agree with you. I agree on, like you said, how both of those things are.
Yeah. So like I'm so glad that we clarified that. And I want to circle back to that original question because you said you went through something tough, right? You went through a thing and you had to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and work through that. But you had your people around you. So I know there are a lot of people that are not as fortunate of having like this group. And can you speak on what it's like to be able to navigate a challenge knowing that you have these people, like they're your back, they're your heart, they're your blood and soul with you versus not having that?
Um, I remember when it was like that, where they didn't exist. And that's why I said it's hard to separate certain things in my brain because the Bloodmires exist for certain reasons. I didn't like my family. I still don't like my family. So I created a family. That's why they exist. So that's why when you said quote unquote, you didn't say, that's why I said when I heard, because that's not what you said at all. The illness part in my head, I was like, I brought my imaginary friends to life. Shit, motherfuckers gonna call that what the fuck they want to call it. And I'm just like, that probably do sound crazy. I don't really give a fuck though, like, you know? But so it's like that's why they're here. And so I'm always talking to myself out loud. I'm always speaking to the Bloodmires and my spiritual team and my ancestors all the time. I have 4 altars in my house. I'm speaking to them when I'm walking my kids to school. I'm always speaking out loud. And that's how I got through dark periods of time until I was blessed to meet a group of people. You're not just like a group of people just randomly was like, hey, we are these others. You know what I mean? Like that's not what happened. But over time, I met people who I don't know, like I can't even like if I sat down and I described how I met each of these people that I keep close to me, it's like the way that we met. Like I said, I don't know if it's oh my God, if this was supposed to happen, or if my Pisces moon is like, you know what I'm saying? Everything just so I don't know. I don't know, but they're amazing people who one by one when they trickled into my life, it's like I can talk to them about shit that they are like, yeah, nah, I wonder about that shit too, bro. And I'm like, yeah, let's
I
go wonder
love
about it
this.
together. Like it's
I love this
that's
this
what it is.
whole topic of conversation because somebody on the exterior might say, okay, so she created some characters and she talks to the characters. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Like what? But here's the thing. From where I sit, if you have created a world and a support network that helps you be a productive human being and do the stuff you have to do every day, get up and be a good human, breathe good air into the universe, and go to sleep at night knowing that you have got a moral compass that where it needs to be, you're taking care of your children, you're taking care of yourself, you're doing all the things that you need to do, then why the hell would anybody throw shade at that?
That's why I was
Because
just like,
however you got from 6 a.m. when you woke up or 4 a.m., whatever you do, I don't know if you sleep, but right, from the
like,
moment you put the foot on the floor to the moment you take it back up, you're doing all the good things. Why would anybody want to throw shade if it happens to be different than the way they row their boat through life?
well, one, that's a great question. Two, the simple answer to that question is because they're not happy within themselves, and that's simple. That's the only answer to that pretty much. It's just like you don't like what's going on over here because you don't like what's going on over there. And to be honest, what's going on over there is not my fucking business because I like what's going on over here. Um, and it's like this is so corny to say, but the grass is greener where you water it. And some people don't even have a green thumb of their own for them to figure shit out. And once again, that's not my business. I sat down and I decided to go to gardening school or green thumb school. I don't know. Maybe I painted it. I don't know, but I figured it out. And I sat here and I started growing things. So I had fun. And I realized certain things don't grow well in my garden, even if they're pretty. And so certain things had to be removed. And that's life. The simple answer is they're not content within themselves, and that's not our business. Why would anyone throw shade at that? I mean, I don't know. If I saw someone like me, I'd be jealous too. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I wouldn't. I'd be mad. I'd figure out something to be. Damn it, she had cinnamon toast crunch for breakfast. I'd be mad too. I don't know. I'd find a reason to hate. I don't fucking.
Yo, I gotta make you a t-shirt that says that. That was too good.
I'm just saying, like shit. Thank you, Aaron, but that's how I feel. Like, nah. Look at what I accomplished in this small amount of time. Look at the people that I have around me that support me and love me. Look at what they're doing. I'd be mad too. Damn, people love her. Ugh. I'd be mad too. I don't know what to tell nobody.
Okay,
I'd be mad.
you gotta tell us about this beautiful piece of art that's behind you because I like keep it looking
Which
behind you.
one? This
The
tree.
tree. Yes. What is that?
This is a tapestry. I thought you meant the listen, if we wanted to see beautiful art, I could have my whole home is full of beautiful art. I have I think
Oh,
17 tapestries in my home
oh,
throughout my whole house. Like my bedroom has one, two, three, four, five tapestries alone. Um, six, seven, if you want to count this small one that you see there, even though it's not as small as it looks in this little corner, like it's actually bigger than that.
wow.
Yeah, my home has I'm very my home is me. Yeah, my home is me. That is the easiest way for me to describe that. Um, it's full of art. I'm always adding something art related to my home. The theme is women and eyes.
You are so
Just
delicious. I'm trying to figure out what sign you are.
oh, have fun. Cause I think I make it real easy.
I feel so much air energy for you. Are you Gemini?
There you go. Look at God. Look
So
at
you
God.
are a Gemini with a Pisces moon, girl.
and then Aries rising.
Yeah, I knew I felt some Aries fire in there. I'm like, I'm just switching back and forth. Is she Aries? No, I
Yeah.
love it.
Like
I
I
love
thought
it.
I made it easy for people because of the hair. It's like, okay, two different things. And no, everyone's always like, you're just I get so much before I get Gemini. And I just be staring at people like,
Girl, I'm a Pisces with a Gemini mother, a Gemini father, and a Gemini ex-husband. I spent
oh,
my
baby.
entire life soaked in Gemini
I don't
energy. I
even know how my
recognize it.
parents I don't even know how my parents got together. My mom's a Scorpio. My mom is a Leo. My father's a Scorpio.
Ooh. Oh my goodness. That must have been some explosions.
I don't know. I told you they said that they were playing video games, smoking, and drinking 40s. And here I am today. I don't know what that is. Like, so what did you expect to create? Like, it seems like y'all were homeboys. That's what it seems like. It seems like the both of you were just homies. Okay. And now you mad that y'all have a child like this, and what the hell did you think was gonna happen? Because y'all were two homeboys who did some weird shit together. Y'all should have not
Wow.
did. That's how I look at my parents. I don't see anything romantic there. I've never seen anything romantic there. It's just weird. It's like, why did this happen? What is this? Clearly, the only reason they came together was to create me. That's the only reason. The gods were like, da, 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 da. That's it. But other than that, there was no other reason for them to be there.
But like listening to their signs and your horoscope, I guess my question would be, if they hadn't been together and you could have known them separate as individuals, you probably would have vibed real well with each of them individually, but not together. No, no.
I wouldn't have vibed regardless. If it was a because that's why I don't speak to my family. A lot of I speak to only I think 1% of my family, and by 1% I mean four people.
Mm.
And it's my grandmother, my grandfather, one cousin, and one aunt. That is it. Um, Anything else, I'm good. That's how I remove people from my life. I delete the two things that a lot of people they hold on to the most, which is the title and the time. And when I delete the title and the time, who are you and do I like you? And if I don't like you no more, why am I here? Why are you here? So it becomes, why are you here? And so yeah, no, even meeting my family member, meeting my mother, let's say, or meeting my father, wildly intelligent people. Um, but the unhealed aspects and the other shit like that, it definitely is like you good? I don't befriend people like that now. And it's different between, oh, I need time to work on such and such versus I'm in denial about such and such, as well as in denial about the fact that I need to work on it. It's like, nah, please just go over there. Like, I'm not here to, I don't want to do that no more. I think for too many, I was thinking for too many people. I've thought for too many people. I don't want to anymore. I have quote unquote one brain. I'm chilling. Like, let me just chill by myself with my one brain with this one body that I'm controlling. And I don't like it. So the short answer, nah, even if I met them individually, I can honor the fact that they're very intelligent people. Um, People with wonderful, unique talents. I can say that. Um, I would say, yeah, they cool, like sports wise, like having a simple conversation and be like, oh, but that's probably my mom. Like you could have a conversation with my mom and be like, oh shit, she cool. But my dad, you'd be like, this man is definitely odd. So my father's very masculine presenting, but very feminine in energy, I would say. And I don't mean like in movements and actions and speech or any of that. I mean like he's very feminine. Like he's so emotional, quote unquote feminine, and that Scorpio energy. And then my mother's very feminine presenting, but outrageously masculine with the Leo energy. Like she said it out her own mouth. I've marked my own territory,
Yeah.
and
That
she
Leo
means
is
that.
fixed. That
No,
fixed.
and she means that in the very physical way. Um, yeah, yeah. It's not. It's yeah. So I don't know. If one
And
of my homegirls.
Scorpio is fixed water, so they're both fixed.
Yeah, it's just like
Ooh.
there's like that's why I'm like there's no I don't see how they even I don't see why, where, how all five W's. I don't know. And the H. Put it in there. Sometimes why. I don't know. Because that's what that was. I
But
don't know why my
you have like the perfect horoscope because you got that Gemini intellectualism and entrepreneurship. You got the Aries confidence and that unequivocal quality that like it's happening no matter what. And then but you got Pisces to soften it and have some empathy and sensitivity and some vision. You got like the perfect horoscope, girl.
And then my Taurus Venus is why I guess my quote unquote chosen family is the way that it is. And then my communication, my Mars and my Mercury are Leo and Cancer. So it's like I a lot of people have actually said that. They look at my chart and they're like, "You're so balanced," and I'm like, "I'm so not." It's like I'm probably my brain is always doing 8 million things. I'm literally like I'm pretty sure watching this back in my brain, I'm gonna be like, "You turned into like three different bitches up here, bro. Like, what's wrong with you?" Like the short answer, yeah.
But they're
I don't
all
even remember the
amazing.
question, but yes.
I'm in love with all of them.
Thank you. Yeah, there's a lot in there. There's a lot in there. So I feel like we all kind of like hold hands. I feel like that's exactly what we do. We hold hands and we're like hanging out. And I like it. I like it a lot. So yes, you're I love you more.
Aw.
That's one of my chosen family members right there. That Lizzie is a chosen family
Love
member, right?
this.
All the hugs and hearts and love.
And I
Um
love that your friend is here to support you. That's
yeah,
fantastic.
yeah. So yes, this is I don't know. That's the energy I'm in right now. I hope I answered everything.
You did. So like I'm just like so ready for some more words.
Oh man. All right. That's ooh, yeah, you're right. See, I was gonna try to like balance it between like shit I know off the top of my dome and then stuff. When I what? Hold on, because that was a great question. Mm, okay, so the funny thing is, what works better for me than weed will ever? Music. When I listen to a song, I go places and I don't know where. It will literally, like, my brain will, like, whatever my surroundings are, melts away and I'm somewhere else. And I keep that song on repeat until I finish a scene from start to finish, as if it's something that's fucking like playing in my head as if I'm there. And that's where a lot of my scenes come from. And it like I randomly will write one line of a poem and just be like, what? And then start writing some next shit. Um, does weed do random shit? Yeah, I'm sure this blunt will because this is a special blunt. This blunt is making me happy because it has moon rocks in there along with one of my favorite strains. But the point of that, the short answer is, does weed help? Yeah. It's
Have you
awesome. It
do you
has
ever use a water pipe? Do you ever use a water pipe?
I don't do anything outside of flour. Not to say that pipes don't use flour, but for me, the ritual of rolling
Mhm.
is a thing. I roll intention blunts is what one of my exes used to call it or whatever. And she used to be like, every time I smoke with you, I can't my mouth just feels everything is weird. She's like, I feel her friends used to be like, it's magic. And it used to be hilarious. And they used to be like, China needs to roll the blunt because it's magic. And I used to be like,
Well, the reason I said that was it would be very
no.
interesting to put moon water in your water pipe.
See, I use specific moon water for certain things. And it would be very interesting. It would be. Um I also use my moon water to make different dishes depending on what I'm doing. So yes, you're correct. But I seek out certain strains and I roll a certain way. Um and that's as close as I get to that part. Maybe one of the other Bloodmires likes pipes or indulges in pipes, but China does not care for pipes. She's a very much she doesn't like leaves. She's a like a I want to say like a Dutch person, quote unquote, and then she wraps paper on the outside. She's very particular, but her brothers are different. Her brothers are very different, and it's crazy that I don't want to say I think it might. You brought up shamanism. My father is a shaman, um, actually. That's why I said my parents are kind of cool people, but would I be friends with them? Nah, I'm okay. Maybe one of y'all, hey, you want to, hey, have fun. I don't know. Me, no.
You know what's really funny is I didn't say it, I thought it. You picked up on
So,
that.
so yeah, my father is shaman. Um, but growing up, I guess, phases of different shit. Like he shaved off his head and had like a whole Tupac thing, and then had dreads like a whole Busta Rhymes thing. And then like my father definitely that's why I said man's is eclectic. Something is definitely odd and different. My dad is, I don't know, like a I don't know, because Jack Sparrow be speaking in riddles on purpose and shit, but my father don't speak in riddles. He say shit very straightforward, but his mannerisms, his voice is like that, but his mannerisms are not like that. So it's always, I just be looking at him like, you don't even drink rum. What the hell? Anyway, the point is, I don't get it. It's weird. I'm trying to figure out who I would say, like, my dad is like this and my mom is like this, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll get back to you if you get a random message like Jack Peterson and Molly Gregson. Like, you'll be like, what the fuck? Like, those, I don't know. That's how I feel. And yeah, no, I don't even remember the question. See my brain. Damn it. We were talking about, I was saying something about, yeah, no, my parents are not people that I would have fun with. And the shamanism thing, here we go. Yeah, see, brought it back. Yes, my father is a shaman, and I believe that the word tulpamancy comes from that particular realm of practice, very old situations. And it wasn't until this year that I found out about that word and decided to jump into figuring out what that is. And I was like, oh, so that's where y'all came from. That's where the Bloodmires came from. Okay, cool. And that's how that's been ever since that discovery happened by accident on purpose, I suppose. So yes. And the first word that you said, because I'm not looking at the chat, my brain went left, is in a sense how I identify, quote unquote, sexually. Um, it's a mix of like ethical sexual and like omnisexual type of energy. And then I said my practice is that. So it's like very character, very moral compass built for me. It's like that's just how my life has to be. Even though the things that I write about are not moral compassy. Or maybe they are. I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like you're at a point where you do everything with intention.
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't do that. Talk about a
Yeah.
transition. Talk about a transition from a space where maybe you're not living as intentionally to being very, very intentional about everything. What is that like going from one to the other?
This might sound like a lie. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what it's like to not be intentional with everything that you do. And I mean that on a very serious level. Everything that I do is intentional. Like I do everything on purpose. I joke a lot, but I take 99.9% of everything serious as fuck. um I don't play when it comes down to certain shit. I don't know what it means to not be intentional. And it's not some, oh, I recently came into this type of energy. No, I wrote the stories that I wrote as a kid with intention. I created these people with intention. They're more than just a character. They have mannerisms, they have likes and dislikes, they have quirks, they have things that are about them. Like if you were to ask me a question and it's directed towards one of them motherfuckers would answer you, not me. And they would let you know, like, this is not something I like. I am on the phone with my friends and they will say something and they be like, oh, wait, Saj, you don't like that. They know. There's certain shit that they know. I don't know what it is to not be intentional. It scares me. The idea of people not having an inner voice or no type of mind up there, type of nobody talk, that scares me. And I found out about that a couple years ago that there are people that don't have that. That shit scares me. I don't know what it is to not be as intense as I am about every fucking thing. I am intentional in every aspect of life. And it's been like that since I was young because I was around people who move like they ain't fucking know how to move. And that's why I said I was thinking for too many people. I have to literally, I feel like there's no separation or without an intuition, you cannot have consideration. And I was around a bunch of inconsiderate motherfuckers, around a bunch of people who don't have an intuition. And if you have no intuition, it's okay for you to be non-intentional or unintentional in everything that you fucking do. Intentional. I like that. So yeah, no, that bothers me. It bothers me. I don't know how to answer that question because I've never been there. I don't know what it's like to transition from not living a certain type of way to living a certain type of way. I could tell you what it's like to be a non-smoker and then start smoking because I know what that is. I wasn't smoking until the year 2021 and now I'm a smoker. I can tell you what the fuck it's like to roll a blunt now because I wasn't doing that before. I can tell you what it's like to be like, oh, this tastes like this and this tastes like this and I like this type of roll up, but I don't fuck with that. I could tell you what that's like now, but I could never tell you what it's like to not live magically because that's always been the type of bitch that I've been, and I don't know how to not be a magical motherfucker, and I've always been like that. I don't know how to not be that. I'm sorry to the motherfuckers who went through that, but I've never not been, I've never not done something without intention. Even my first jobs, Every job that I had ever since I was 16 years old, I used to steal menus from TGI Fridays and Applebee's and take it home and make my family sit down and be like, "Hi, my name is Chiina. I'm going to be your server for this evening." Everything with me has been intentional. I am on purpose with everything I do. So I'm sorry to the people who you are intentionless. I don't know. I don't know what that's like. I can talk about what it's like to transition from other shit,
That
but
that that question like raised your blood pressure, didn't it?
it
It
did.
stressed you out listening to it. Like what?
I don't know how to
No.
answer that. How do I what? How do I
That's like
say
the
sorry?
scary place. That's the scary place.
Yeah, like I'm like, let me think. When was the time that I didn't have powers? Okay, I don't know. I don't know. When was the first time that you realized that you were magical? I don't know. Because I was telling everybody else that I was. That's what I had. That's what the problem was. I was like, hey, that's what I was doing, and ain't nobody was fucking paying attention the whole time. So I don't know. I don't know how to be like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm
All right,
intentional.
we need another poem. We gotta have another poem. We gotta have another one.
Um, I feel like I should now I feel like it's only right for me to do this. I don't know. This is new shit. This is called I Get Off on This.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
You think you're safe, but I know your face. I know your scent, I can trace your pace. I'm the nightmare you can't escape. The monster lurking behind every drape. And I'll do that shit with a smile on my face. I will feast on your life, devour your soul. In your last moments, I'll swallow you whole. Make you see that taking you out was my only goal. And I walk the path where demons breed. Chai is real comfy being the terror that haunts your dreams. An ancient bitch on this Bloodmire team. So be my guest. I'll carve my name into your flesh, capital B on your chest, a signature in crimson, my final bequest. I'm not new to this. I just took on a side quest to leave your spirit to wander amongst the undead. Each drop of blood, each tear you shed will fuel my power until you're dead. I get off on this. And my thirst is never sated. Taste buds dubbed exquisitely fated to feed on fear and revel in fright. Those are just hobbies of mine at night. And when I come for you, there'll be no sound, just the cold earth where your body's been found. You won't wake, cold sweat on your brow. Knowing that moment, I'll hunt you down, 'cause I get off on this. Run if you can, but there's nowhere to hide. I'll seek, I'll seek, bend you to my will. Take my time. Your eyes will plead for mercy I lack, and I'll sigh. And you'll beg for salvation, but none will come no matter how hard you try. Your screams are symphonies in this dining hall. I'll find you wherever you cower or crawl. Your blood will paint the floor where you fall. And in your final moments, you'll see the truth. The legends were real, and this story's or no spoof. I feast not just on flesh and bone, but on the screams and the groans. And that final breath sounds similar to moans. I get off on this. And that's that piece.
Yes.
Yeah, that's new shit. That's why I'm like, new shit, right? So yeah, I get off on this. Lately, my titles have been, I wouldn't say lately, because usually my titles are sexual or they seem sexual. And then people are like, oh my God, yeah, I want to hear that one. And the one they choose is the not sexual one at all. Like they'd be like, oh, that's not what I was expecting. It's like, yeah, you should have chose wisely. You should have chose wisely. Um, so yeah, I get off on this. One of my
Okay,
newer pieces.
I have a
Yeah,
question for you. Broom or magic carpet?
neither,
Neither.
neither. Um, if we're talking about doing some weird shit, like, oh my God, I want to do something that's wild and yeah, I don't even like for me, I want to say maybe like a 1928 or 1930 um old ass Chrysler. Like I'm dead ass. I need something that like on some Harry Potter shit, like, and I don't care for that lady, but like I need some like I need the outside to be covered type shit. I think about weird things like if I'm on a broom or on a magic carpet, I want to go further or far. I'm not really trying to go to the block, down the block, around the corner, or to the city over. So I have to take into consideration climate situations. You know what I mean? So I need to take into consideration that I don't want to get rained on. I love the rain. Ain't nobody trying to get snowed on, no matter what time of the year it is. And sometimes it's fucking hot. And maybe I need magical AC. Or maybe I need a magical bird that's blowing air on me. Either way, who the fuck knows? I just know that I can't do a magic carpet or a broom. You see how that rhymes? I don't know how we got there. What I do know is I need a magical car. I need a magical whip with a magical license. Call me Magical SpongeBob. We're gonna call it a day.
Yes,
Need to get my
yes.
life together. I'm sorry, but yeah, I couldn't do a broom. First of all, what kind of broom is it? Like, see, I'm thinking too much. My brain be too much in. And then the magic carpet. Whose carpet is it? Whose carpet was it first? Is this a hand-me-down carpet? Like, do you get to make your own carpet? See, I don't know. I need answers to this. Is there like an invisible side doors in parts to the carpet? How do you steer? I feel like I'd have to go to magic carpet driving school, and that's a lot. I don't know. I feel like that's too much. It's either magic carpet driving school or we're gonna have to go to magic broom school. And guess who don't want that lady with the white hair from Harry Potter yelling at her? I ain't trying to go through that. I
I
don't want to
love
go to
it.
nobody's infirmary. I don't want to deal with none of that shit. I'm sorry. So yeah, the short answer, neither. The long answer, all of that that I just said. Give me a magic car. Yeah. Cause I feel like, I don't know, I'll be thinking about the adventures that the people went on to get the item. Like, ain't nobody finna yell at me in no weird old man suit in the middle of a desert yelling at me to go into a cave of wonders. You better fuck out of here. The answer is no. First of all, you want me to get eaten by this lion of sand? What the fuck is even this? No, see, and now look, great question. Do I need magic gas? Where the fuck I get that at? And the regular gas is expensive. So how expensive is the magic gas? Oh my god! And when you say magic gas, who the fuck? What are we talking about? Do I gotta blow this shit into the car? Let me go heat her up with this blunt. And then I bet you she move after that. I don't know. Now I don't even want a magic car. I'm gonna have
Talked
magic
yourself.
legs.
You talked yourself out of it. You talked yourself out of it.
Right? I don't even. I'm gonna have magic. I'm gonna have magic Heelys, magic, magic sketch,
Oh, yeah. Well,
something I can control. I don't know.
I don't know. When I was in New York recently, I saw people riding down the road on these little, like, tiny little platforms with a single wheel. And I'm like, what are they riding on? Oh my
See, I
God.
can't do that either. I don't want that hoverboard shit because when they told us in Back to the Future we were supposed to have hoverboards, I said I ain't getting on that. What the hell? I told them from then I wasn't getting on it. So I actually ain't getting on it now. So guess who's not getting on the hoverboard? I'm not getting on the motorcycle, what you called it, a tricycle or a unicycle that's motorized. Ain't nobody got time. The answer is just no. How about we have teleportation and I don't even know how that works. Like, do I got to do it the Harry Potter way? And I still don't like that lady. But anyway, do I got to do it that way where I throw the dust into the thing? Now my outfit messed up. That seems like a real horrible way to transportation yourself. Now look at platform 9 3/4. We got to run through what the fuck? I don't know how to travel.
I think just manifest it. Just manifest yourself there.
Exactly. I'm about to just ask. There's so many scenes in my head that every time I think about how they travel fast, I'm like, this shit seems real scary in real life. Like you telling me right now, we shoot low. There's no way I'm getting on anybody's boat. It'd be cloudy in Pittsburgh. I can't see. Oh my
Well,
god.
I mean, William Shatner had it right. Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah, I
You need
like
a, we need a Scotty. We got to have
like
a Scotty.
I don't like something that makes sense for me. Even in the when I think about the spaceships and the aliens, it's like I know the outside is shaped a certain type of way, but what the inside is like, do I have space to stand up? It's too many questions. My brain just do too much. I don't know. It'd be a lot.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
So I don't know. Maybe I should write a poem about my frustrations with magical modes of transportation and write a
So,
letter.
so you're getting ready on Saturday to be coach for Slam Jam.
Oh,
So if you had someone come to you now who's brand new to the poetry community, really doesn't know how any of this stuff works, and maybe they've heard of slam, maybe they haven't, maybe they've done a like an online open mic, maybe they've done it in person. What would you say to this new person coming to the poetry community who just really doesn't know anything, but they write and they love to write? What advice would you give to them?
the layered advice. There's so much layered advice. before you step into the poetry community, and I think this might be a life type of lesson, learn how to differentiate between your anxiety and your gut. That would be the first thing that I would say. When you meet motherfuckers in this community, 10 times out of 10, the first thing that you feel is correct. Go with that. Stay with that. Stay there. Don't judge yourself. Don't try to change your own mind, especially if that other person is not trying to change yours. That's number one. Number two, always be respectfully disrespectful. If you're going to slam, always be respectfully disrespectful. You are there to hurt motherfuckers' feelings. And it's not necessarily you talking about them. Like, yeah, Jen, I wrote this about you last week. We're not talking about Jen. But people are going to hate you when you start doing shit that they want to do. They're not going to like that shit. And a lot of people are never going to be like, yo, I want your help with shit like that. They're not. They won't. And you have to learn how to not internalize that shit. You have to learn how to be like, okay, you feel me? That's why I said I dislike me too. Like, look at how this bitch talk about herself. What the fuck? I don't like that. Like, what? I'd be mad at me too. And that leads to my third thing. Make sure that every time before you do anything, before you write a new piece, before you go to somebody's open mic, before you go to somebody's slam, before you do anything poetry related, before you even fucking share it, why did you write that? And do you enjoy it? Don't be out here writing because, oh, this is a hot topic or whatever the fuck. I don't like shit like that. I don't like none of that. I don't care about none of that. Why are you doing what you're doing? Are you doing this because you seen the money that somebody else was getting? Are you doing this because you seen the love that somebody else was getting? Are you doing this because this is something that if you don't do it, you feel weird? If you base anything that you do based off of what somebody else is doing or what somebody else is receiving, sit down and don't ever pick up a pen unless it's to write your fucking name. And I mean that with every fucking ounce of me. And I don't care who feel no type of way. And that's with anything in life. It's not even just about writing. If this is what you do it because this is what you do, not because you seen what somebody else got. Not because you hoping to get what somebody else got or you hoping to get something that why did you write that piece? And then do you like that shit? Or did you just write something that you know that the crowd is going to go, ooh, ah, and possibly give you a 10? Because I'm going to see right through it and I'm going to always label you as corny. That's my advice. Don't get labeled corny by Chiina. Because if you corny, I'm going to tell you that you corny and I don't like it. I'm going to tell you. So yeah, do what you
Do you
do.
ever feel that your integument is just about to burst because your body is just not enough to contain all the China-ness that is inside of you?
That I didn't start thinking about that until I started coming outside and sharing my work, and everyone was like, yo, you are so small. Who would have thought that all of that comes out of somebody so small? And I am only 5 feet tall. Like, that's it. That's all. That's it. There's no more. And so yeah, I'm small. I'm like 130, 140 pounds. So people are like, damn, I wasn't expecting
Did
all of
you
that
ever see
from.
that movie Men in Black with Will Smith?
Yeah,
Okay, remember the little gun that he had at the beginning and he called it the noisy cricket? That's you. You're the noisy
that's so
cricket.
scary because a cricket was just in my house a couple of days ago.
You are that tiny gun that just
Yeah,
like blew out the wall. That's
yeah.
you.
I tell people like if I am what you lean on when you need help, who you gonna call to get me? You can't. You can't. You can't. If I'm the person who you call to handle the problems, who you gonna call to handle the problem handler? Who gonna handle me? And make sure that whoever you find, they know what they're doing. Trust. Because I have fun with what I do. And that's so yeah, no, I am. Maybe I am that cricket. Yeah.
But I think
Noisy cricket.
you just said the thing that is exactly why I am I'm absolutely in love with you. You said I have fun, and you're so confident, right? And on some people that would come off as arrogant, but it doesn't with you. And it's because you enjoy what you do so
That's
much. The
why. That's the
love.
difference. Because the
Yes.
arrogance is when people have to prove it. I don't have to prove shit. All I have to do is write something and you can read it yourself. You don't even have to hear me. You can be like, wow, I like that and call it a day. I love what I do because like I said, my work is what it is. I don't even know if like, yes, the word would be confidence, or if I just really like what I do. Like, I like what I do, and I look at it from a perspective of I read my own work. I write for me. All the books that I write so that I could read it at the end, and I'm like, oh, my babies are getting dropped off. You see that? I'm
Yay!
coming. I'll be right
They're
back.
home. They're home. Oh my gosh. I just adore her.
I know, this has been incredible. I'm losing my mind over here.
I want to just like grab her out of the screen and like come here. Come here with me. Come here with
Right?
me.
Let's go take on the whole world.
I know. And that tapestry is absolutely gorgeous. That is so beautiful. It looks like a tree of life, I guess.
It does.
And I love all the little magical orbs floating around it.
I feel like I've been there before.
Yeah, she's got crazy mad energy. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love the way that her mind is so connected to so many different things because I feel similar ways, right?
I
And to
can't
hear her talk
wait.
about it, I'm like,
Yes.
you're saying it out loud. It's
Yes.
nice.
I can't wait to see her on Slam Jam Saturday. That is going to be
Oh,
an
I
epic
know,
show.
right?
Yes. She's going to be a fantastic coach.
Absolutely.
Lizzie, and I'm not trying to make you come off camera, but I can't imagine how much fun it is to be her friend. That absolutely must be just more
It's so much
fun than it.
fun.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
We
Okay,
weren't
Um,
talking about you.
where? Who would have thought? Who would have thunk it? Can I light a blunt on here still? Like, is that
You,
okay? Because I know this gets
yes. You can do what
that's
you
why,
want, darling.
because I'm trying to watch my language because I know it gets put on YouTube and stuff. So I'm not trying to be like bop bop dropping all these bombs of da 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 da. You know what
If
I'm saying?
if somebody has a problem, they can turn it off.
Oh well, look, that part I wouldn't give a shit. But the whole I'm talking about YouTube people, YouTube, and not the people that are watching it, the people that that own the YouTube. That
I'm not sure who that is. Is there even a person that owns YouTube? I thought it just existed.
I think it's you. You too. We own it.
Right? We own it. It's ours. So yeah,
I feel like Google owns YouTube, honestly,
mm,
because yeah.
that makes sense.
hmm
But I don't think Google is real people either.
at this point, Google is just the word. Like it's just Google. That's it. That's what Google is. What is that? It's an entity. It's an entity. That's what Google is. I don't know. I don't have the answers.
So we were
But
just talking about how much fun Saturday is going to be. You are going to be a fantastic coach. That is going to be so much fun to watch.
that's what I'm hoping for, because I feel this is just me being transparent. I feel inadequate when it comes down to coaching.
Mhm.
Because like I said, I don't write slam pieces. I just talk shit. And I don't know how to be like, okay, let's talk shit, because this is going to hurt a lot of people's feelings, and I don't really give a fuck. Um Trauma poets and trauma poetry pisses me the fuck off. So hearing that shit, I be like, you're not trying to, like, you don't know her therapist that I don't want to hear that shit no more. You've been spitting that shit since 2014, love. Why are you still, shut up. I don't want to hear it no more. Um, yeah. So when it comes down to slam poets, I've come to realize that a lot of them write in the same realm of bullshit. So it's real easy to chew up motherfuckers who are constantly comfortable with being in the same bowl that they've been living in. And Saturday is gonna be fun. Because if anything, I'll enjoy helping people become the fucking monsters that they want to be without relying on the bullshit that they've gone through in the past.
I love that. But the advice that you just gave a few minutes ago, those 3 points, I mean, those are incredible pieces of advice. And if you don't remember what you said, you need to go back and watch the show because
Oh
that
no, I
shit
remember
was
what I said, because
amazing.
these are things that bothered me for a long time. I was sitting here looking at shit, and I was sitting there looking at this, and I was like, the fuck is wrong with y'all? I started realizing, like, this is shit I don't like. I don't like this. And the only way that I can either make a fucking change is by having people feel so bad about being around me that they shut the hell up and start analyzing themselves and they work. Because if you want to shine like me, you got to work hard. This is not something that just came out of nowhere. I didn't pop out. I'm not saying I didn't pop out the womb lit, but it didn't stay this way. Like I was amazing, and at one point I lost my fucking mind, and then was geared into just doing one particular thing that had nothing to do with my actual passions. And so now I remember what I said, because that's personal shit that I've gone through. The people that you meet, if you love on them from then, that whole people are here for seasons. As corny as that shit sound, that's exactly what it is. Sometimes I've realized that the relationships that I've had in this small amount of time of being outside, yeah, I was supposed to use you the same way that you attempted to use me. The only difference is I wasn't trying to use you, and that's why I got out, and you stayed where you at. So yeah, sometimes you have to, like, I think my last bit of advice is be comfortable being amused in every aspect of life. Don't just be like, oh, I want people to write beautiful things about me. Because I tell people, if you're gonna write about me, if you're gonna raise your pen, make sure you do that shit right. I don't care what you're talking about. Make sure that you impress me. If you're gonna talk shit, talk shit. And I want to feel it. I want to feel what people feel off of my stuff off of yours. And if you can't do that, why am I your muse?
So if somebody's coming with passion, whatever it is that they wrote about, whatever it is, if they walked outside and saw their cats in the patio and like just had this love affair with what their cat is doing at the moment, if it's that passion and it's real and authentic and it's their truth, is that
That's
it?
what
Is
makes
that the
me.
thing?
I met my first children's poet the other day. And I don't mean a poet that was a child. I mean my first children's poet. And she wrote a whole piece about alligators wearing hats. And the whole piece was about this alligator going into a boutique and trying on different hats and destroying each hat because of her claws and because of her teeth and because of her scales. And at the end, she got a helmet instead of a hat.
Love that.
And that's what I mean by you could write something like that and make me smile and feel so good. It don't matter what you write, but just make sure that you wrote it for you. If you ain't write that shit for you, I could tell. If you wrote it so that you could sound like somebody else, I could tell. Especially as soon as I hear that person, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's what you were going for, and that's why you failed. I could tell.
That's
Yeah.
if you didn't write it for yourself, that is the best. That's the best piece of advice ever. If we're not
Because
writing for
when you
ourselves, what
write
the
for
hell are we
you,
doing?
people write, and in my head, I'm like, did you read your own work? You know how many authors I know that don't have an editor? And I stare at them like, the fuck make you think somebody gonna read this shit if you ain't want to read your shit back? And then you didn't even get somebody to read it back for you. I understand that sometimes times money is cut tight. It's a little tight. But I know motherfuckers who no editing, no nothing. They don't even edit their pieces. They don't edit, they don't structure, there's nothing. And they think that editing is just making sure that shit got a comma or is spelled right. That's how I know that you stuck on a dimension or in a realm that we would never be in. I could never coach you and I would never. So that's why I said Saturday is gonna be real fun. Because I'm a menace. And this is how I deal with me. Like this is how I get the shit out. This is how I write. This is how I put that shit out. This is the me that comes out. It's like, yeah, nah, write that shit. You mad? So be mad. But make sure that you mad and make sure that shit sound good. Make sure people feel you. And I feel like my biggest thing this year is I used to want to last on people's palate because I paid attention to flavors. But then I realized that I would prefer to stay in someone's drug like bloodstream, literally. And it's like, how long can I stay there? And that's what I thrive in. That's what fuels the fuck out of me. I'm gonna stay there. And I'm gonna be comfortable there. And you're gonna be mad because you're gonna enjoy me there. Yeah. That's my advice. Write for you. Write so that you could enjoy that shit. Read it later and be like, oh my God, read it later. Every time you read that shit to somebody, be like, yo, I wrote this. That's the
That
type of energy. That's what you need to give yourself. That's my like be your own biggest fan. And people think that I'm talking about like clapping for themselves. No, behind closed doors, how do you talk to you? Because a lot of people are not themselves until they buy themselves. And who are you when you buy yourself? And how do you treat you when you buy yourself? That's my I want to say out of all the advice that goes over everything. Praise you the way because I can't tell people to praise themselves the way that they would a child because some people don't even like kids. But I know people talk to themselves in the wildest of ways. And so you got to change that. And it's not just clap for yourself. Nah, be honest. Some shit ain't, some things I've written, I'll be like, what the fuck was that? It's not even hitting, bro. Like, you feel me? Like, some of this shit, I'll be like, what is that? And not everything needs to be a slam piece, but in my head, I'm like, nah, this has to be elevated in a different way. Like I said, I've never written a slam piece. Never. I just say slick shit, and people like slick shit, and it's just never like, yeah, and that those are my quote unquote slam pieces. It's like, oh, you said you don't like me, well, now I don't like you. Let me show you why you should never share that information with me, and I'm gonna just write my shit, and that's where my slam pieces come from, quote unquote. And then I have other pieces that are just I just be running my mouth. That's it. So I don't, like I said, I don't know how helpful or useful I will be on Saturday, but the goal is to be outrageously helpful and useful on those days. Um, but that's my advice. Yeah.
Well, ultimately, whether someone likes what you have to say or not, if you give them information that they've never had before, they've been given a gift. They can choose to use it however they wish.
Of course, it's not my job to make you apply it. It's just my job to run my mouth. Like that's it.
Yeah, it's going to be epic. I can't wait. All right. So, talk to us about where people can connect with you because you got books out and you've got social media and website, all the things. Talk about where everybody can find you.
Oh my goodness. I'm on everything damn near. I even have a Discord. I made an interactive text-based Discord. So I have the links in my bio are like my link tree is the link in my bio, and that goes to all of the other links of the links of links.
Okay.
It has my Facebook, it has my IGs, both of them. It has my TikTok, it has my Threads account, it has everything. And
So on Facebook, you are Chiina
China.
Bloodmire,
Yep.
Chiina
Oh, that's what okay, so
Bloodmire.
my name is Chiina with two eyes, the better to see you with. Bloodmire like vampire, a hybrid witch is what I tell people because for whatever reason they see Bloodmire and they say mirror. And it's like you saw umpire, you saw vampire, you saw empire. Oh, you saw all of these words and you said mirror. So yes, Chiina with two eyes, the better to see you with. Bloodmire like vampire, a hybrid witch. Some of them might have an underscore in between both of those, but the majority of the time my name is just straightforward. My name. I try to make things as simple as possible. And yeah, I can be found everywhere,
So going to
even
track
on
you
Cash
down on
App.
Facebook. And if they go to the Facebook, they can see your link tree. They can go to your books, everything.
Yep, Amazon links are all in there. That leads to all three of my current books that are out. The Patreon has sneak peeks to my novel series that is going to be out. That's where the Easter eggs for all of my poetry books are going to be as well. Like all of the Easter eggs that the books are lead to the actual novel, and the preview of the novel is on my Patreon, and all of that is in the links in my bio in the link tree. Like when
Fantastic.
I'm everywhere.
Yes.
I do so much. Oh my
Okay. So
God.
the three books that you have out, tell us real quick, what are the names of those?
Ooh, okay. So Sin is my first one that has absolutely nothing to do with anything outside of the fact that it helps or aids in facilitating your mental, emotional, and spiritual health, as well as your financial, your hygiene in general. That is what that book is. It is a 279-page spiritual shadow work journal that I created for people. It used to be 297 pages. I took out the journal pages. Now it's 279 pages of just straight like reading you to fucking filth and you sitting down and doing all that. Yeah, so shadow integration and nurturing is what Sin is. Um and so that's what that book is. There's a whole contract in there for people to sign. Um, that was me like going through all of my personal journals, and I cultivated questions and difficult conversations that I've had with myself over the years. And so nobody knows this, but right now people are going to after this is put out. But Sin is actually part one of a 3-part journal series, and so Sin is healing your inner child. Whereas the next part is healing your inner teen, and the next part is healing your inner adult. And that's what Sin is. The next book that's out, Hi Coochie. At first it was just supposed to be a whole bunch of haikus about coochie and punani and vagina because I was asked to write a spicy haiku and I laughed and I did. And then the person was like, oh, that's not a 575. And I was like, that is a 575. And they were like, it's not a 575. And I was like, you know what? I'm about to hit up my friend who's a haiku deathmatch champion in my city, and I'm gonna ask her if this is a 575. It was a 575. So then I turned around and I wrote a motherfucking book on purpose because it was a 575. Anyway, So Haikuchi was born like that, but then it turned into this is the beginning to me introducing people to a world that they do not know that they're a part of. Which leads to my next book called The Book of Ku that just released or just dropped on August 19th, which was the full moon and my mother's birthday. But I had the book signing for it on the 20th. And the Book of Ku is the main character is you. Um, you are reading a journal you are not supposed to be reading in a home that you are not supposed to be in. And that book has 101 haikus in there. The last haiku, I'm excited for them to fucking ship. It has 101 haikus in there. A short story in the beginning and a short story at the end. And I've hid 58 letters throughout the entire book for you to find to fill in the last haiku in the book. Um, the Book of Ku takes place in the fictional state that I created called New Vampton. And so the next book that comes out, which is October 31st, is High Grims. And like I said, it's going to detail, like I said, different shit of, okay, this is where we are. Oh, snap, I had no idea. And then I'm going to throw everyone on their heads and put them back in time to 1928 New Orleans when
Nice.
my novel drops. So those 3 books are out right now. But yeah, so we have Sin, we have Haikuchi, then we have the Book of Ku.
Ooh, nice. And then the novel's coming.
Yes, the novel is coming October of 2025, but the next book that is coming in general is High Grims, and that's October of this year, 2024.
Okay,
And then
so
we have
where does somebody just buy a lifetime subscription to everything China is going to produce?
oh my
Like
God,
National Geographic, right? National Geographic, you know,
I
like a
don't even
lifetime, person.
I don't even know, like imagine it'd be like 1,700 payments of $499 because she's immortal and she will be here forever. Like that's exactly what it's gonna be. Um, Jesus, I wouldn't even know. It's crazy like when like I said this is just not even the tip of the iceberg. We're probably at the very top of it. And yeah, Patreon, I would say thank you, Lizzie, is a great quote unquote start to answer that question. Um, right now the subscription is $11.11 a month for my highest tier, for the highest tier, which says a whole fucking lot. And on there has all of the backstories of certain characters, establishments. I have blueprints for the speakeasy, called The Twist. Um, there's recipes on there. Uh, there's there's a whole bunch in regards to the Patreon. I think the subscription should jump up now because when I made that shit, my life was not the way you see it right now. So I'm like, oh wait, we have to. So yeah, the Patreon I believe has the first 8 to 10 chapters, I think, of my novel on there. And the reason as to why these Easter eggs are coming out is because I will say that Bloodmire it's a lot to swallow. It's a lot. And you definitely it's a lot. You fall into an entire world and you're like, oh my God, how did I get here? And I'm like, welcome. And that's exactly what the Book of Ku introduces you to, because like I said, it's all the stories, quote unquote, go together in the sense of they're taking place in the same state. Um, Depending on what city they live in said state. Like right now, I'm doing this conversation with y'all, but down the block, there's people having sex, and then a couple blocks away from here, there's someone else doing whatever. And that's how those books are written. Like they're all quote unquote taking place at the same time in the same time period, but you just don't know which character you are depending on whichever book you have. So sometimes you will have an actual character as these are the characters in this book, and then other times the character is you because you did something that you shouldn't have done. And now I'm writing about it and telling you that you shouldn't have did it. And that's why we are here today. So yeah, hopefully I hope I answered all. Yeah, I think I think I think yeah, yeah.
I think that we have reached the end of our broadcast part, but we're going to stay on after we close out the show for a few minutes. But China, oh my gosh, this has been an absolute meal. This has been just delicious, toothsome, flavorful, and yeah, you're definitely lingering in the blood for sure.
Oh, thank you. And then yeah, that I still run and get shy, and people be like, "What?" And I still run away off the stage. I'm like, "Okay, bye," and then I run away. It's bad. It's bad. Um, yeah, it's bad. So
We love you. We love you, China. We love
I
you,
feel
China. And
loved. I feel loved.
we need more. We need more. And we're gonna see more on Saturday. So everybody just make sure to check out Slam Jam. It's gonna
I'm
be
so
Yeah.
epic.
excited.
So
Nervously
easy to
excited.
adore you. Absolutely
Right.
easy to adore you. You're
Thank you.
incredible.
Your compliments since I got here have been like just phenomenal. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, oh my
You're,
God.
you're
That's
pulling
what we
them
do.
out of me.
That we just want to give you love.
Yes, no, like that just like nah, that what? It's like, I love y'all like a million T%. Like, I'm not just saying it just to say that. Like, it really does make me happy. It does. It's like this is what I manifested, this type of energy, this type of love, this type of reciprocity. And to get that around people who are amazing people who hold themselves to a certain standard, that makes me happy. Because it's not about your talent at the end of the day. Because at this point, motherfuckers could buy it, I suppose. But it's about who you are and how you love on you. And I like how y'all fuck with yourselves. And that makes me happy to be around people who like themselves. So yeah.
What I love about this episode, I love about every episode that we've had, but particularly about this one, is the name of the show, The Heart of the Artist. The whole point of it was to be able to really vibe with you and let you show who you are and to share your heart. And you have done that today in just to the nth degree, to infinity and beyond.
Thank you.
And
I
I'm
have fun.
using Toy Story quotes, but
Listen, look, that song pops into my head all the time. I was just singing it was like, oh man, you got a friend in me. I was just singing that song in my head yesterday morning. But it was a particular part when the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles. That's the part that was in my head from your nice warm bed. That's how, that is the sound. That's literally, I woke up and that song was in my head and I was like,
yes,
well, just remember what, like, I literally was just like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but screw it. Screw it. It was it was literally 3:30 in the morning is when my alarm went off so that I could clock in at 5.
well,
And that's the song that
it's no joke that your arc is to infinity and beyond. And I feel privileged to have had the opportunity to sit here with you and learn about you. And I can't wait to see what you do and where you go.
my God, thank you. Thank you for having me. This is awesome. I'm gonna ugly cry after this. I need y'all to know that. But I appreciate it. I was like, yeah,
Thank you.
I'm
Thank you so
emotional as hell.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well,
Thank you.
guys, this is our show. This has been the amazing, amazing Chiina Bloodmire. Make sure you check her out, follow her, because more great things are going to happen. Peace, love, and poetry.
Right? It's so much.